long and prosperous.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
I grab Thar's hammer. What a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, old Kermit the Frog.
Bow ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls of all ages, to episode 249 of A Play on Nerds. For the 249th time, I'm Steve.
And for the 249th time, I'm Jarman.
And between us, that is 498 introductions we've done.
And it's really
on this podcast.
Unfortunate that it's the 249th episode because of what you're about to say.
That's right. Well, in honor of the 4th of July here in the U.S., sorry, UK and Canadian listeners, in America's 250th birthday, us almost at 250, it would have been too good.
I know.
We bring to you a very special, a Play on Nerds salute to patriotism and saluting.
Which we're so patriotic.
Where we're going to be bringing you, in honor of new young Washington, stupid, hot, sexy Washington coming out.
God.
A movie about just sexy Washington. We're talking about a film that's even more American. Perhaps the most American film that has ever been made. And that is 1986 America 3000.
Woo! President.
Present. Or see, I feel like three people say it three ways. I wish it was consistent, but I love it.
Nah, man, that neggy the truth. That neggy the truth.
Neggy. So we're going to talk about that later. America 3000. Boy, what a ride. But before that, Jarman, what have you been up to since the last time we talked?
Oh, well, just today, which took a lot out of me because it's an endeavor. I was getting up and doing errands in the morning, but then I had to run to go meet up with my wife, who picked up our little kid from daycare to take him to his 6-month appointment.
Whoa.
And it was a long one. It was like 2 hours long. And he was very happy when we first got him there. But apparently at daycare only had 2 bottles, which means he's supposed to have 4 bottles during the day. He was hankering for that 3rd bottle by the end of that appointment, so he was not in a good mood. And not only that, they're poking him, they're prodding him, they're pulling on things, they're poking him with things. He was not happy. He was not a happy camper. And so it was a lot to keep picking him up and, calming him down, singing him songs, playing with the fingers, jazz hands, keeping him occupied. Changed his diaper twice while he was there.
Dance for me, old man.
It was a lot to maneuver. And even with 2 of us there and the doctors and everybody, it was a lot. But he's a healthy boy. He's
good.
A little behind on the physical development stuff, like the flipping and the backflips that he's supposed to be doing at this point.
Yeah, all children should be doing backflips by 6 months. You're absolutely
exactly.
Right.
No,
Anna's shaking her head. No, that's not accurate. Sorry.
He's supposed to be able to pretty well be on his way to flipping over onto his belly, which he doesn't do for us, but the daycare claims he does it all the time, but he wouldn't do it at the doctor and he can't do it at home. But they say they put him to bed and he'll be on his belly by the time they come back. So they're like, okay, you can do it. But for us, he can't do that yet. He can't push himself up to a help assisted sitting position, but he can sit up for a long time in a high chair situation now, which is kind of a cool development. So he's halfway there, but he's a little behind. But then his head size, oh my God, he's in the 88th percentile for head. He's in the 6th percentile for body size.
So it's like an orange on a toothpick.
It's like an orange on a toothpick.
He's going to have difficulty getting hats, is what I hear.
So that's what I'm thinking. The reason why he's backward on his development is not because of practice. It's just because his head is gigantic compared to his body.
That's true. That's how you end up with kids with flat spots on the back of their skulls and stuff.
Oh, I'm so thankful he doesn't have that because he's up and around enough, but it's just a matter of he has a hard time maneuvering, I think, because his head is so gigantic.
We'll just got to get a skateboard for it or something. He can just roll his head around.
But he's got just started full laughing and stuff, which I've been waiting for like a full meaningful laugh, and he's been doing that. So that's all the reward I need. It's great. It's fantastic.
Well, that's real time stuff.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. But Steve, what have you been up to?
Well, my little boy, speaking of 6, we had his 6th birthday party for Dilly. We had to pivot hard. We had reserved a park at the top of the hill. We had some plans, very simple, and then weather rolled in. So we had to very quickly hard pivot to doing a party at our house. So we ended up with, I think, 11 kids and 8 or 9 adults, and it was good. We kept it short. That's really the key to kids' parties that I feel like a lot of parents miss. 2 hours, 11 to 1.
Perfect.
We're good. Perfect.
In and out.
Dilly got his big gift, which was really for him and Joyce, and that is a Nintendo Switch 2.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and then the next day they took their like holiday money and we went to Target. They each got to pick out a game that they paid for. So that was cool too. And then right now, otherwise, we're right in the middle of our first real heat wave. There's a crazy weather pattern where there's this huge heat front and high pressure system over the entire southeast, and this huge watery low pressure system coming in from Canada, and it's just going to bounce off of it and throw it up into us. So we're going to have like the worst of both worlds. So tomorrow it's supposed to be like a high of 99 and then thunderstorms in the evening.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting in my booth today recording, and I was, doing it live on TikTok. And Daniel Peter Hitch actually came in for a second there to look at the
that's cool.
stream. But I was complaining because how hot it was in my booth. I'm in the second floor of my house, and it's in Florida. So it was like, God, what is the actual temperature outside? I was like, man, it's like 91 in here, guys. So saying to the audience of whoever was in there at the time. And they responded, they're like, I'm in New York right now. It's 96. I'm like, oh shit, never mind.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, the northeast is like
it's hotter than Florida.
Is getting the worst of both worlds right now.
I could not believe it was hotter than Florida in the northeast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, today our felt like was 107.
Jesus. That's wrong.
Hey, I still got my 2-mile walk in. That's the important thing.
Probably lost like 3 pounds of water weight.
I died. Oh no, I died.
I just literally died.
I am gone. But what remains of me did a 2-mile walk.
That's pretty good.
So we're just beating the heat, but we were going to go and try to do like a double overnight at camp.
Oh yeah. Which
is what we did last 4th, and that was great. But Friday night, supposed to get a thunder and lightning storm right in the middle of the night. Saturday is supposed to be hot and humid and awful, and then Saturday about 5 to 6 sort of range, we're supposed to get even more rain. So 2 days of rain, it made us go, all right, we're just going to get up on the 4th, go up to camp, do a nice day, and then we're going to come home, which is nice because now we don't have to plan to do 2 overnights.
See, this is the difference between generations, the boomers and the millennials, because our parents, if they had been planning that camping trip, no matter what that crappy weather was, it was going to be miserably hot the next day, they would have gone anyway. They would have made us go. The kids would have been miserable. Everyone would have been miserable, and we still would have gone the whole weekend to camp.
Yeah. But no, not me. And also, luckily, we live close enough that it's not a major thing if we come home.
Yeah.
In fact, we are the closest Baumans to camp.
That works out pretty well for you guys.
It does. I'll take it. But yeah, what do you got going on for the 4th? What are you guys' plans?
Oh, we're actually for the first time going to take Adric to a kid-friendly party with a bunch of our other adult friends. This friend group we have that throws awesome parties. They usually say no kids though, because it's more like an adult party situation. They have like karaoke, and they have like bring in caterers and stuff, and they bring like inflatable movie screens and these wonderful parties we've been missing out on for the last 6 months. They have like once a year, they have like a cookout one that's kid friendly. And so we're going to that on 4th of July. We're actually going to see some people, and they're going to meet little Adric. And then we're going to see her parents, my wife's parents, for Sunday because it's her mom's birthday. And so we got a busy weekend ahead of us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, have fun. Stay cool.
That's the idea. Lots of sunscreen for the baby.
Yeah, dude. Do you have a cute little baby hat?
Oh, yeah. We got some good ones that got handed down to us.
Oh, yeah. As long as you got some good, cute little baby hats.
He doesn't like hats. He doesn't wear them very often, but he's going to like this one. This giant head.
Well, the other thing you can do is that you can get a really big hat. I mean, like a really big hat. And then as long as one of you is holding him, he will be under said big hat.
That's a good point.
See? Yeah, think of these things. Well, Jarman, I think that takes us to some nerdy news.
Yes.
It's time for Nerdy News.
All right, so some news that is kind of sweeping not just the video game world, but kind of any kind of physical media world is PlayStation just announced that starting in January 2028, they will no longer be producing any physical games, physical discs. So 2028 might mean that's with the launch of their new system. We don't know. Could be the PS6 or just any new PS5 games that come out will no longer be even released as a physical game. And so since there's such a big share of the video game market, it's going to have repercussions across the market, saying other people might follow suit. A lot of the news I was seeing was that back in 2013, only about 13% of physical games or games sold were done digitally. But now it's up to like 83% in 2026 are sold just digitally anyway. So they're seeing it as a smart move business-wise because they're losing money on producing these physical games that they may or may not sell.
Have been for years.
And then also people have the resale market, which they're going to kill. Places like, I was going to say Babbage's, that doesn't exist anymore. GameStop, places like that have used games they sell. Those will just go out of business because there's going to be no newish games there. They'll have to be all vintage shops at this point, which actually GameStop was already starting to move in that direction to be a vintage store, which was smart. But it's maybe even recently I've been talking about wanting to buy more physical DVDs of the movies that are my favorites just so I have a solid copy because streaming services aren't reliable. They get rid of things back and forth. PlayStation Store already got a lot of people upset because the movies that you could buy on there were just taken off that they had purchased. And it's like, we don't actually own them. You're leasing them from PlayStation basically until they,
right.
Same thing with Amazon, anything else, Prime. So yeah, have you heard about this news?
Yeah. And that, the smart move here would be for Xbox to say they're not going to follow suit. And then that's how the divide will run. People that are really hard about it will go over to Xbox. PlayStation will lose a bunch. That being said, maybe they'll make enough money on not having to put disk drives in PlayStations anymore. They won't care.
Yeah, pretty much. And that'll get rid of 4K discs and stuff too. But I think there's a big market for those, like home theater enthusiasts and stuff. They love having the discs.
True. Cinema files and all that.
Yeah, like more of a niche market, I guess. But it's scary because what if all these digital systems just go down one day? Just I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. But like, my question is, in this scenario, are we in this like post-apocalyptic scenario?
Not quite post-apocalyptic.
Like,
maybe
you're like all the electricity's gone and man has gone back to the Stone Age. Thank God I have this DVD copy of Band of Brothers.
Roll up the generator. We'll play the DVD player.
From the before time, children. Look.
Well, more of like licensing and businesses being broken up someday, that will put your purchases, in quotations, in jeopardy because suddenly this huge company thought would never have any issues staying in business forever goes out of business or breaks up and they lose licenses to certain titles and you no longer own that anymore. So it's just kind of like, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the flip side of that is that as Disney eats up more and more new media, it's never going to happen because eventually one company will just own all of it. There won't be any more leasing wars or confusion. Just one company will own all of it.
If they finally spark up those monopoly laws, they're supposed to, and antitrust things that they're not actually enforcing, then that might actually change things. But who knows at this point?
See, now you're thinking with totalitarian post-apocalyptic futures.
Oh no, breaking up monopolies, that has to be apocalyptic.
No, I'm saying it would take an apocalypse for it to happen.
Yeah, you're
Let
probably
me just
right.
clarify that. The
Yeah.
world has to end for it to occur.
That's the only way capitalism will fall. Is this
And
apocalypse.
that is how America 3000 happened.
That's
clearly.
true. That is a good transition.
It is into America 3000. This week's special movie on I already forgot what I called it. Play on Nerds, salute to patriotism and saluting. Okay. So before we get into this, I just want to paint all of this with this one statement. I low-key thought this was actually a pretty good movie.
It was fun.
I don't think there was really anything wrong with it in like a very real way. So I can't wait to get into it. So we start in a barren field, captives being driven across the plain, and suddenly an epic guitar solo comes in. A voiceover conveniently explains that there are Plugots, the downtrodden men, and Fraus, the uptrodden all-women society. And Plugots are treated as lesser than and as slaves and concubines. They get taken to the Fraus camp. We meet Gruss, who is our narrator. And the slaves are sorted out, and a young man, Corvus, is selected to be the chiefess's, the Tiara's daughter's, lover to make babies.
Cedar.
He's about to be branded, but then he makes a run from it in the chaos, taking Gruss with him. They head towards the radiation zone, and I'm getting some major Battlefield Earth vibes from this movie at this point. Scavenging the wasteland, they find a book that helps him learn how to read. They band together with other men, defending themselves from the Fraus. And then we get a cut to the future where it's like 20 years and he still has that one ABC book that he has just figured out how to read. Man, I'm a man. I wrote so dumb.
Took 20 years. Men are dumb.
Yeah, like 20 years and he just figured that out. We meet a third faction of brutal ogre-like hillmen. They ambush a Frau caravan. The Fraus defend themselves viciously, but the Tiara is mortally wounded. She passes her leadership not to her eldest, but to Vina, her youngest daughter. She shares that there's a secret map in her quarters and then dies. Elsewhere, Corvus and Gruss scavenge food and weapons, but find a stowaway, another sort of class of people, a toy, a man who is nothing more than a plaything and a servant, a eunuch with his tongue cut out. The Frau clans gather together to witness the crowning of a new Tiara. And this is where I wrote down, while not sophisticated, someone really did think out the linguistics of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
From a storytelling position. I did love that a storyteller comes and gives a brief sort of history of how the Plugots and the Frau is separated up. The whole thing is honestly more bearable than I thought it would be, was my next note. Vina takes her oath, burns her mother on the pyre, and the night turns into a crazy, ruckish drinking party. Kiva, a rival Tiara, sees Vina as weak and begins to plot against her. Vina, meanwhile, finds her mother's map, wrestling with whether to seek its end as Corvus and the Plugots break into the settlement. While everyone's drunk and asleep, they steal all they can and attempt to free the machos who resist their freedom. The machos are the brutal manservants of the Fraus.
Yeah, like manual labor.
7 different classes of people in this movie. Corvus then makes the mistake of freeing this sort of man beast in a cage, who was honestly one of my favorite parts of this movie.
I think his name was Arg.
The ladies wake up pissed. Corvus and the others barely escape, and Corvus agrees to lead the women away while his men make a run for it. Corvus is shot falling off of a cliff's edge down into some sort of cave, but he gets shot in the ABC book that saves his life, and he survives. Corvus finds himself in a mysterious underground cave that is actually a bunker, some sort of nuclear launch station for the military. He finds a gold radiation suit and a laser assault rifle and a bunch of grenades and stuff. And then he accidentally receives a message outlining what happened at the fall of the world. Everyone launched everything, and it all was a big misunderstanding. Corvus doesn't understand this, so it doesn't mean anything to him. Corvus gathers what he can, including the gold suit and a gun and a 1980s boombox that clearly takes like 8D batteries. He leaves that place. He heads to the road.
You missed
in
that
this
he
gold
got.
suit.
You saw the president's office in there.
Oh, that's right. The president.
The president's office.
And the message for the president.
Yeah.
There is the head toy, who I can't remember his name.
Kells?
Played by an older actor, that he tricks into thinking he's the president. And it makes him think, well, maybe you can trick others. He rides into the Plugot camp, sharing his new weapons, his new discoveries. He uses his new disguise as president. Yeah, I wrote it down all phonetically here, to capture and bargain for the Cedars, who are the breeding stock. With their new discovered American weps, they all follow Corvus as president. Vina follows her map to a cave and finds explosives that she calls thunder rocks. She takes them back to her tribe with new vigor and confidence in her leadership. Meanwhile, I wrote, at the breeding tent, a woman is tied down and made ready to be seated. The Plugots attack, laying waste with their laser guns, liberating the Cedars. They launch flares and play loud music, disorienting the Fraus, and the president has returned. This scene where they're pretending he's the president up on the hill and it's just a stuffed suit goes on way too long with no advancement.
Yeah.
I did put that note.
They keep shooting off
The
more
president
fireworks.
speaks. He calls out Vina. She is to meet him alone. He then explodes. Vina rides to greet him with the rival Tiara plotting against her behind her back at the camp. She decides that she's going to send the Fraus to war while Vina is away. Vina follows Corvus to what looks like a seedy motel room, and he seduces her after neither of them understanding real male-female relationships in approximately 25 seconds. It may have been a little bit more, but not much. Meanwhile, the Fraus attack as Corvus and Vina bone. Hardcore backbreak, I wrote. This is like a crazy fight scene with people shooting crossbows, but one of the guys picks a woman up over his head and just breaks her over his knee.
I
and
know.
It is so incredibly intense. This is also when I noted that all of the horse stunt people were men. Because anytime someone had to take a fall off a horse, they suddenly turned into a very muscular dude. What a brawl. This fight scene is intense, and a lot of people get special moments. It's crazy. Vina returns from her bone sesh, practicing her speech to the other Fraus, when she learns of the disastrous attack. The Fraus stagger home. Corvus returns to tend the dead and wounded, and Corvus then rides angrily with his men to meet Vina. She offers her own life as payment for the transgression. She swears that the warring is over, but tensions are high. The men show up with their laser guns. Where the hell were those laser guns during the attack just a little bit ago? Who knows? Vina and Corvus decide to make a new choice. They come together, break the hate, and he says the line, "I want you, Vina, and tomorrow starts with us." They make out, which encourages others to think about making out, and they all throw down their weapons. That's right, boning is going to save the world, and the Yeti Man shows up with one triumphant jump that freeze frames as we roll into credits.
Very 80s style.
So 80s. So, Jarman, were you aware this movie even existed before this? I know I was not.
Not a clue. We had to do some deep research into July 4th movies to watch, and they were all too serious or not really up our alley. But this one, it's a canon film, and any canon film we've watched in this podcast in the past have been crap gold. And this one, I'm surprised, like you said, is a lot better than other canon movies we've watched. Like, it's not bad. It's fun. It's funny. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I kind of love the 80s style narration over the top of it the whole time.
This was, of all the bad movies we've watched, this might be the best bad movie that we it was surprisingly well thought out. Like, even like I said, the linguistics, and it was very funny because even that was a time capsule to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because the words they were using was an assumption that it would be based off of the language of when the world ended
in the 80s.
And so because that was very locked in the 80s, so it felt very 80s, but in a weird way. Just like if they did it now, it would be all this, like all the crazy slang kids are using now extended out. So even that was well thought out.
And a lot of lore.
True vernacular specific to the movie. I like that the story they tried to tell wasn't too big.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't trying to, like, undo nuclear war. They were discovering secret of the past that changed their view. Okay, that's achievable in a movie.
Yeah. With these people that we have here in front of us.
Higher production value than I think this movie deserved.
Every one of these canon films, I'm always surprised because they have really good sets, costumes, makeup design. Like, they don't
skip a bunch of
that.
Horses in this one.
Bunch of horses.
Now, mind you, there was the one village set, which is probably what they used literally for every single thing.
Just reversed it and stuff. Yeah.
Just reversed it or took a tent, rotated it, that's smart design. And then there was the bunker and a cave. So there were some diverse locations. They used their budget well.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it was just goofy enough.
I would say that just starting to watch it, I didn't find any higher quality versions of this. It's hard to find. The VHS cassettes go anywhere between $35 and $50 online.
I'm sure,
but like it looked like it was shot on vellum, like leather cloth or something. It was just, there was so much like artifacts on the film itself. Like, I don't think you can get a better print of that. It's just that's how it was shot. It's just really crappy running gun filming.
I would say it's textured. It was a texture.
Yeah, there's a texture to it, and it was definitely shot well. It was not on good film stock. It was, in the beginning, I was worried they were going to have to explain the slang every time they used it, but luckily that stopped after a few times. He was like, "Oh, and that means this to you old timers," or whatever, like, or something like that. He kept saying that. I was like, okay, they're going to stop explaining the slang, otherwise it's not going to mean much to me. But they stopped doing that after a while.
Yeah, and once again, even that was well thought out. Like, they guided us to the fact that the language was going to be different, and then they just kind of trusted the audience would accept it.
Yeah, surprise. The clangy, like, 80s rock pop music did take me out of the setting a little bit sometimes.
I just wish they had used it more consistently. I dug it. I dug the crazy guitar riffs. I just wish they hadn't, you're right, had not been as sudden.
In odd points. They picked like kind of the wrong time to use it sometimes. It was weird. But also jarring is that our heroes are supposed to be the men, I guess. But the men just, from the get-go, just murdering the women, like, no qualms. Like, I was just like, I'm not sure I really want to follow these guys. I thought they're going to go the route of like, oh, he's the hero. He doesn't want death. He wants, bringing people together. But he sends his men in there a few times, just kill people, breaking backs and stuff, Like, once they attack their camp, I guess you have to defend yourself, but they go over the top with just murdering these women.
Yeah, and some of the fights were brutal and, like, for the most part, well choreographed. Some goofy stuff in there.
Yeah, but still fun.
But, like, a lot of different weapons, a lot of different styles, explosions, smoke grenades, back breakings.
Yeah, people exploding,
whipped. Like 10 people going off horses hard.
I don't know how they did those stunts.
Going off horses hard.
Those poor stunt people and horses.
Those horses is who I worried. I was like, how'd they get the horse to do that?
They just fall on the ground like that. I loved Arg, the strange Yeti man who was like radiation monster.
He was great.
He was funny, and he could like read magazines and stuff. Like, he knew what he was doing. Like, it was weird.
Oh yeah, and I loved him finding the klaxon horn and him falling in love with it and stealing it and then stealing the boom box.
That's a great little moment. It was just silly and fun.
Yeah, totally.
Great matte paintings, by the way. I had to mention that too. Like they have matte paintings of like the background of like the destroyed cities a couple times. We didn't do it too often because it's probably expensive to shoot that kind of at a perspective. But I was like, damn, that's really good for this movie. So yeah, I don't know. This wasn't bad.
No, and I think for this to be like, lampooned by, I think Mystery Science has done this, and I'm like, why? This is better than that deserves.
Oh, they actually haven't done. I searched for it, and there's requests on their Reddit.
I thought they had.
They have like an official Reddit to do requests, and then riff tracks and stuff, and then they haven't done it, but several people have requested it. But yeah,
they should then. No, they shouldn't. This is better than that.
They've done some good movies, too.
I'm not kidding. I low-key really enjoyed this movie, and I think it deserves a spot at the cult classic table.
I agree. It should get a remaster, if there's even the masters to remaster.
No, there's nothing. Someone burned all the originals.
Speaking of, oh my God, you have no idea how prescient that is that you said that someone burned all the originals, because that can lead into our trivia if you're ready.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll say, I recommend it. It's fun. You should watch it. I think Steve does too. So the actress who played Lena, the female captor, I now remember seeing this because I saw this movie on Netflix. It's the documentary all about Canon Films and how it started and how it ended very, over time. It was a crazy story of that company. She talks in that documentary about making this movie and how much she hated the experience. And in the documentary, this new documentary made like 3 years ago, she takes her VHS cassette of America 3000 and burns it on screen. So it's really funny you said that.
Perfect.
But yeah, that same actress, Laureen Landon is her name. She threatened to quit acting in this film towards the end of production because the film crew had not been paid for 2 weeks because they were so behind and couldn't get financing to cut through. And it was a mess, like usually Canon films are. Victoria Barrett, who plays her sister, Michaela.
Yeah, something like that.
Who I thought was going to be the lead because she's, she was very had a lot of presence and she was just beautiful, and the actress who playing Lena, she was just kind of more diminutive and kind of awkward. But that was kind of, I guess, her character was that she wasn't the typical, she wasn't the obvious choice for the tiara. But Victoria Barrett, I noticed her voice sounded really low and just very jarring. It's because it was dubbed over by another actress in post-production. Entirely. So they did that pretty well because it did seem jarring, but it wasn't totally out of sync.
It. That being said, the audio on the version I was watching wasn't great. So
yeah, I had pretty good audio on the version I was watching, and I couldn't really tell it was necessarily dubbed, but it did seem weird and off. So yeah, that's why that happened. The temperature while this was being shot was 130 degrees during the shooting of this movie, because it was shot in Israel for $2 million, and it was 130 degrees while they were there. So that's wonderful. And the original title was not as patriotic as we would have liked. It was Thunder Women was the name of this movie initially, but they changed the title because doesn't make much sense. It's not about the women really. It's about Corvus's journey.
Yeah, and the only real reference would be the Thunder Rocks that she finds.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Perspective.
But yeah, it's a good flick.
Yeah, I recommend it. I think it deserves a seat at the cult classic table.
And I think it's on YouTube. Is that where you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube.
Nice.
No ads or anything. No one wants to advertise on this movie.
Crazy.
Well, I think that brings us to a little game I got prepped.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I just came up with the title because I realized it didn't. I'm going to call it Heavy Metal or Heavy Future. So I've got the names of some lesser known post-apocalyptic future movies and some lesser known heavy metal bands.
Oh boy.
And you're going to have to tell me whether it's a heavy metal or a heavy future?
I see. That's heavy, bro.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Where do we go? There we go. Damnation Alley.
That sounds like something you'd go through for an action sequence. So I'm going to go a heavy future.
That is a heavy future. It's a 1977. The IMDb tag. In a post-apocalyptic world, a group of survivors travel to find other settlements in huge, custom-designed all-terrain vehicles.
I was right. They're driving through it.
They're driving through it. All right. Testament.
That sounds like a really overly self-important heavy metal band.
I'm sorry. That is a heavy future. 1983. The life of a suburban American family is scarred after a nuclear attack.
I bet.
Man, yeah, that's how it goes. All right. Tag 26.
That sounds like an awful title for a movie. So it would be some band thinking that was a great idea. So heavy metal.
I'm sorry. That is a heavy future. 2003, 26 days after an undescribed biological disaster, 2 survivors thereof are forced to live in cumbersome protective biohazard suits and scavenge for food, water, and fuel in a desolate, dead land.
It's like 28 days later, but worse.
Yeah. All right. Living Death.
Is this like a trick and they're all movies? I'm going to go with movie.
I'm sorry. No, that is heavy metal.
Son of a
They
bitch.
are an 80s band out of Germany.
Makes sense.
All right. Night Sun.
We had a lot of movies, and that sounds like a kind of gothy metal band. So I'm going to go heavy metal.
That is heavy
Yes.
metal. Another German, but this one from the early 70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right. Adam Craft.
I think I've heard of this as a movie, so I'm going heavy future.
I'm sorry, that's heavy metal.
Doing real bad.
England in the 80s. Adam Craft.
Weird name.
All right. How I Live Now.
I'm going to go with post-apocalyptic zombie guy going, how I live now. How? So it's future.
Yeah, that's correct.
Woo!
It is a 2013 movie. An American girl sent to English countryside to stay with relatives finds love and purpose while fighting for her survival as war envelops the world around her.
Okay. What a
Sounds
weird
like
name.
a real good date movie. All right. Earthshaker.
I'm a earth shaker, wind waker. I'm going
Might
to go
not be the
with heavy metal.
That is heavy metal.
Woo.
Earthshaker, a heavy metal band out of Japan.
Oh,
In the late 70s, they broke up and then got back together at the beginning of the 2000s.
damn. That's a big break.
That's right. Yeah, that's a hell of a break. All right. I've got 2 remaining. Where have all the people gone?
Where have all the people gone? Long time running. Where have all people gone? I think that's a trick because it sounds like a heavy future, but I'm going to go heavy metal.
I'm sorry. That's a heavy future.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Older than I expected, 1974. After a catastrophic solar flare decimates almost all life, reducing people to powdery substance, a group of survivors trek across the devastated Earth. All right, this is the final one. Truth and Janie.
Usually these bands are writing songs about girls and maybe even naming their band after one, so I'm going to go with heavy metal.
That is heavy metal,
Woo.
a U.S. group from the 70s and 80s, Truth and Janie. Let's see, with that, out of 10, you got 5, 50%.
50-50.
50-50.
Could have flipped a coin.
And statistically, it would have ended up the same. You're not wrong. Well, that was Heavy Metal or Heavy Futures.
I love it. But that brings us to some radical recommends.
Recommend.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend Pleasant.
So this is a show that just gets us through the night when we're tired, don't want to think anymore, and feel better about ourselves as human beings. That is, of course, Love Island, USA.
Ooh, yeah, this is all over the place. We have not watched it, but it's everywhere.
Yeah, and usually I like some structure or some kind of sense or game element to my reality shows. If I'm going to watch some trash reality, like Love is Blind has a conceit that they get to know each other without seeing each other first. And then the drama unfolds when they actually see what the person looks like. Do they stay together? Do they not? There's another matchmaking one. I forgot what it's called. But this one is pretty much all about hunky, sexy young people trying to make connections. And then the people get to vote. So you get to actually vote on the app to decide who gets kicked out, who gets to stay in.
Oh, that's hardcore.
But you only get to vote for people typically if they're single at the time. So if you're not paired up with somebody, that means you're vulnerable and you can be kicked off. But they throw all sorts of wrenches in the mix. Like people get like a bunch of people kicked off at one time, and then the audience can vote sometime as a surprise to vote people back in, just to throw a wrench into the works. And so all these relationships bond between these people that they first put on this island, and they're all hunky and beautiful and gorgeous. And then all of a sudden, when they've started pairing off into relationships to stay safe and also trying to make love connections, they suddenly bring in bombshells. So they'll bring in like 4 new people, like two hot girls, 2 hot guys. And then these new people are brought into the mix, and that tests the relationships that have just started. And then once those bombshells are brought in, they leave them there for another few days, maybe even a week, because it goes all summer long. And they edit these things like the next day. So they're filming right now, and the show's coming out at the same time.
That's crazy.
So then all of a sudden, when they've actually bonded these real serious relationships, kind of, as much as they can as early 20-year-olds, suddenly they have the Casa Amor. They get this giant casa villa next door to the villa that they're filming it on, that they bring in tons more bombshells. But they separate the guys and the girls. So the guys go to the new villa and the girls stay in the old one. And they both get an equal amount of girls and guys to just hang out with for a couple days to test their relationships. So that means when the villas are mixed again, do they decide to stay in the couple they were in before? Or are they going with the new person that they just met? So it's all over the place. Lots of drama, lots of yelling and screaming, but
this
also
is mind-boggling as you explain it. I'm like, wait, and then when does tribal council vote or whatever?
They get surprised and bamboozled by tribal councils, and sometimes there's like, I just think of COVID every time I see these scenes where they have these games they play, which really is an excuse for everyone to make out with everyone. And
or just touch each other a lot.
Yeah. Like if you do this, you have to go kiss him. If you do that, but it ends up everybody has to make out with everybody. And they just there's jokes going on TikTok that because of this show that they don't think Gen Z people know how to kiss because it's just all tongue. There's like no mouth involved. It's just like, just all over the face.
I don't know. We all go through that phase, though.
I never went through that phase.
It's like middle school.
I probably didn't go through that phase myself just because I was so germophobic. I didn't want to stick my tongue in anyone else's mouth, and I didn't want their tongue in my mouth. Yeah, but
everyone remembers that first like girl or guy that was just way too much tongue. Like maybe that's what they look for on this show.
Possibly. It's like their first time ever kissing.
And how do you see kissing? Like more like a peck on the cheek or like a giraffe eating out a watermelon?
Second one.
I want to get up in there.
This show has also sparked conversations on literacy in our youth because there's multiple clips you can find now, just in this most recent season, of different contestants using words wrong, saying phrases incorrectly with the wrong words shoved in, saying words that they've obviously only read before but never said out loud, like the typical one like epitome instead of epitome. The one that was the other night was, instead of compromise, she goes, let's compromise about this. Let's compromise about this. And I was just like, oh my God. One girl said, like, what's the male equivalent of a bachelorette party? So it's just like, We've known there's been vapid people on these shows in the past, but like the literacy thing is a good point in these ones where it's like because of COVID, because of technology, kids aren't really reading and comprehending what they're reading anymore. So anyways, I recommend Love Island, USA. That's what it comes down to.
All right. Sounds like total drama island.
Yes, indeed. Lots of hunky people. But that brings us to some trailer reviews.
All right. This week, the trailer I chose is Werwulf.
Werwolf.
And the reason I'm saying it like that in my head is because it kind of looks like a werewolf version of The Witch, which we've also, I think, talked about at some point in the past.
We did.
But Aaron Taylor Johnson, a family forced out maybe into the wilderness, a dark paganistic ritual. It seems to be more like demonic and an origin story-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably still tell the classic story of beast versus the man versus the beast within. Dark, brooding, dirty. It looks almost more like a witch hunt movie, kind of.
Yeah, in a way.
I don't know if I have room for these kind of movies.
I didn't see the Lighthouse one that Robert Eggers did. I didn't see the Nosferatu that he did. And now he's did this one. They all kind of look like they're shot with the same camera and the same lighting. Like I get you have a style, but it's kind of like we kind of think you're a one-trick pony now. It's just they're all like 4x3.
I would love to see his vision applied to something that isn't a monster story.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Just to see if it works in a different media.
I mean, he did the Lighthouse movie, which isn't a monster movie, but it still was like a psychological horror in a way. So, at least from what I heard about it. And I guess every movie has to have Green Goblin. What's his face? Willem Dafoe.
Yes, Willem Dafoe must be in everything.
Every movie that he makes.
But I just don't. This is not in the vein of horror that I really like.
Yeah.
And it's not really going to be a creature feature, which I do like.
I almost think it's not going to have him transforming into a wolf. I think it's just he's angry and possessed or something.
Yeah. Once again, like man versus the beast within. I think, it'd just be that, just a little different maybe.
He's like cursed.
Or maybe it'll be a demon possession instead. Like it just, I don't know. I don't think I've got room for this movie.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time in my life where I thought I had time to watch all these award-winning type of beautiful cinematography, long movies that are very self-important, but I more enjoy watching America 3000 these days than I do watching actual good cinema.
Yes, I will take America 3000.
It's like my brain needs a break.
4000.
But it looks beautiful. I will give it that. A lot of movies they make these days, they don't try to make them look good, and it looks beautiful. It looks very dark and depressing and, like you said, dirty,
All right, so I'm going to give this Raul Julia sitting in his chair. He looks up into the kitchen door because he hears something, and there's Gary Busey framed in the kitchen door. But for some reason, he's in a sepia tone. It looks really dirty. Raul goes, "Did you get in the garden again?" "Yeah, Raul." "Go shower." "All right, Raul." And he walks away. And the sepia tone moves with him.
It's like Schroeder or whoever it was.
Pigpen. You got it. Pigpen.
I'm going to give this one, not Raul Julia. I'm going to give this one Gary Busey, just suddenly freaking out in front of Raul Julia at the dinner table and just like, he's transforming into something. His face is changing and he just goes, I'm good again. It's good to see you, Raul. Because
Gary Busey was the Werwolf.
He was the Werwolf, the whole time. And now he's normal. Hello, I'm Gary. Back to my old self.
The teeth.
He's like, it's me, but back in like the late 70s, early 80s when I was a normal human being.
I was credible then.
Before I got in that motorcycle accident. Wow.
I saw things on the other side.
You would understand.
That is the craziest wife swap. You have to watch it at some
I've seen clips from it.
It is insane.
Terrible show.
All right, well, good. Maybe I'll watch this when it comes on streaming, but I certainly will not go pay to see it in theaters.
No, definitely not.
No.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of episode 249 of A Play on Nerds. Please join us next time for, in honor of one of the greatest performers of our generation, you know him as a singer, a producer, and star of countless TV and movie shows.
You would have gotten it.
I was reading it so well. I read this the first time what Steve wrote at the end here. Let me try that one more time. You get to hear all this, listeners. In honor of one of the greatest performers of our generation, a singer. Oh, wait, I should say it how he wrote it. A singler.
Singler. Read the damn script, you bitch.
A singer, a producer, and star of countless TV shows and movies, gracing the screens in homes across America since 1973. The wonderful, the one and only David Hasselhoff is turning 74 this year, right around the time of that episode's coming out. So in honor of that, we are going to watch 1998's classic Marvel movie masterpiece, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's right. Samuel L. Jackson gets all this credit, but Hasselhoff was doing it before it was cool.
That's right. Before he was cool.
Before he was cool, maybe after he was cool.
That's hard to tell.
I don't know, honestly. It's a muddled timeline, just like Marvel. Come on back for that and be our nerdy audience. We will come on back for that and be your nerdy co-host for the 250th time.
Woo!
Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends. Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?